It's playoff time, baby. These are the crucial matchups. Is you win and you're in the championship next week. That's basically what it comes down to, unless you're in a stupid league that plays till week 17, which I don't know why they're playing till week 17. You got to talk to your commissioner and change that shit, because that's stupid, because they sit players in week 17. So, yeah. So we got crucial matchups this week. You know, you got to pay attention to get into the championship, because that's the ultimate goal. If you're not in the championship, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Playoffs.
Exactly.
Playoffs.
We got 2 segments for you today. We got the Stardom sitting segment, like we do every week. What was
every week?
Whoa, a little tongue twister there, buddy. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Victor Freeze. I'm the host of Fantasy Expertz podcast. As you always know, this is
Mari Mars, Mackin' Ass Marty.
I don't know. I just went on a tangent at the beginning. I just kept it rolling.
It's all right, man. I like it. I like the enthusiasm.
Exactly.
It's the playoffs. That's what this is all about.
Exactly.
And
we don't give a fuck about who I am.
Right? No. Of course they do, man. Of course, you the man with the plan. We got testimonies, they say.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We got testimonies.
People won championships off this channel, man.
That's right.
But yeah, we got 2 segments. We got Stardom setting like we do each week, man. And especially this week is most important. Like I'm saying, it's the playoffs, baby.
Playoffs?
And then we got playoff strategy. So how you handle, you know what I'm saying, the next couple games is determining if you got some money or whatever prize you got in your fantasy league. But yeah, let's get it rocking and rolling. Mariano, Stardom with the Stardom.
Yeah, for my first Stardom, I got Justin Herbert.
Get it with the melody.
Justin Herbert's playing the Raiders. Yeah, we know how that goes. Everybody knows by now, if you've been listening, that I'm a Raider fan. It comes up every single week, and whether we win, lose, or tie, I'm a Raider till I die. In any case, you playing all Chargers really this week. I mean, we just seen it on NFL Channel. They're talking about Austin Eckler, and I'm giving you too much right now, but yeah, Justin Herbert, he's gonna light up the Raiders. We got 4 players out on the defensive side of the ball.
Short week. New defensive coordinator.
That's right. Say it again. Now, anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right. Going on to my next start, I'm going to have the Browns defense. They're going up against the Giants, who will probably be starting Colt McCoy this week because there's something going on with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And it should be an easy matchup for this defense this week. That's all I got to say. That's pretty much backup quarterback, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I touched on Justin Herbert for my first one. The second one, I gave you way too much. My second one is going to be Austin Eckler. But anyways, Austin Eckler is going to tear us up. I mean, he scored, I think it said in PPR League, 17.95 points since he's been back, which is great production. Great production against the sorry Raider defense, who I just have no faith in right now. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's true. Going on to my next stardom, I have J.K. Dobbins. So aside from the game where he had COVID, right, he was out. So in 3 of the last 4 games, he's put up over 13 points. And they're going up against Jacksonville, who is, I think they're ranked 3rd in giving up the most points to the running back position. So, yeah, I'm saying start J.K. Dobbins.
J.K.?
Against Jacksonville.
Trashenville?
Jacksonville.
For my next one, I got the Rams defense. This is solely on matchup. They're playing against the weak-ass Jets this week. So the Rams defense has been getting off. I mean, they're finally coming together. I think that Jalen Ramsey settled into the defense. You know, Aaron Donald. I don't need to go into much more detail, man. They're playing the Jets. Simple as that.
They're playing good defense out there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Going on to my next start, I'm going to have Big Ben. So I think it's safe to start Big Ben after he had a couple rough weeks. He faced the Bills and Washington. He had what was it? 3 games in 12 days is what they were talking about. I think that has a lot to do with it too. But definitely we're going up against the Cincinnati defense, who there's no weapons on that defense, so it's not inspiring. There's no threat on that defense, basically.
Yep.
I think this is a bounce back game for Big Ben this week, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. 100%. They dropped 2 games in a row. I doubt that it's going to be a third.
Yeah.
Especially against that sorry defense. For my next one, it's Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
baby.
shit.
He is alive and well. I need him to put up like 40 this week. And I'm going to start him. I know that I said earlier in the season that I was done with him, but I revert that. I take it back. I didn't mean it.
You got to consider the cakewalk of the schedule that the Ravens have now, huh?
Yes, exactly. At the last 2-3 weeks of the season, I mean, their matchups are ridiculous, man. I mean, for this upcoming week, he's got the Jaguars, right? And the Jaguars are piss poor. That's a piss poor defense.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson has came alive the past 2 games as well. Running the ball, he's throwing it a little bit, and he ran for 2 touchdowns the past 2 games.
He's taking dumps
each
in the middle of games, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm talking about he got cramps. Come on, man. Go ahead, Vic.
I was just making sure you was that.
I'm done.
All right, going on to my next start. I'm going to have the Tennessee defense. They're going up against Detroit, who's potentially not going to have Matt Stafford this week. Dealing with, I saw the hit. We just saw the hit earlier. It looked pretty nasty the way Matt Stafford went down. Mm-hmm. And also on top of that, it's a bad weather game. It's looking like it's going to be. So I always go in favor of the defense in a bad weather game. You know, ball slippier, ball control and everything. Mm-hmm. Backup quarterback, it just bodes well for the Tennessee defense, even though they haven't been spectacular this season. I think going up against the Lions, bad weather, backup quarterback should bode well for them.
I like it, man. I like it. My next one is Cam Akers. The past 2 weeks, he's proven that this is the Rams' new bell cow. Earlier in the season, I thought it was going to be Henderson, but that is no longer the case.
Cam, Todd Gurley who?
Todd Gurley who? TG who? Todd Gurley? The Gurley man? Anyways, Cam Akers is the bell cow. Simple as that. So he's going to get majority of the totes. I was just telling Vic earlier that I think he's going to carry someone to the championship and win the championship.
He's a league winner.
He's a league winner.
Probably
one of them rookie running backs, man.
Probably the strategy was to sit him back, let him learn, then playoff push, have fresh legs, and you know.
I like the logic. I just wish I knew that shit going in, man. Because I bet on Henderson. Because Henderson was being productive earlier in the season. And I kept him on my roster just for this time, and it's the wrong running back. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but you gotta roll with the punches, man.
Yeah, definitely. Going on to my next start, I'm gonna have Irv Smith on. I was gonna say the Tennessee Vikings. What the fuck?
Tennessee Vikings.
On the Minnesota Vikings. He's a dynamic young tight end. He's out of Alabama, right? Mm-hmm. And he always produces whenever Kyle Rudolph is not in the picture. So keep a tab on that. If Kyle Rudolph is out, they're going up against Chicago, who is bottom 4th and giving up points to the tight end. So definitely start him if Kyle Rudolph is out only, because if Kyle Rudolph is in, he's not a factor. So just make note of that.
And only if you don't got Darren Waller, too.
Exactly. Or Kelsey.
Yeah. That's right.
So tough.
Hey, you know what? Gesicki's been getting off, too, though.
He has with Tua, it's the young quarterback and big body tight end combination.
Big body tight end.
They always go hand in hand.
Absolutely, man.
It gets him out of situations.
Yes, sir.
Going on to the cinema, and I'll hit him with it.
Hit him with the first one, Baker Mayfield. He played a stellar game last week. Hats off to him. Every dog has his day. I don't know if you guys have heard that saying, but every player has a good day. In other words, in other layman's, in other terms. In any case, they're playing against a sneaky good pass defense in the New York Giants this week. Mm-hmm. They have come together defensively. I mean, they're not the best, but they can put up a fight. Simple as that. And I think that majority of the Browns' points scored this week is going to be on the ground, unfortunately, through Chubb. And that's who I'm facing this week. But that's just what it's looking like. It's looking a little rough. That's why I need Lamar to kind of get off. Yeah. You know. Go ahead,
going on to my next set, I'm going to have Ryan Tannehill. This is simply because he's had a couple of good games. The potential bad weather, as I spoke about earlier, makes me feel like this is going to be a Derrick Henry game. We've seen that happen a couple times where it becomes a Derrick Henry game and Ryan Tannehill basically makes a couple passes and he's under 14 fantasy points, and that's not good in the playoffs. We talked about it, me and Mariano talked about it before, how he's been winning games, but he doesn't put up. He's not incredible at the quarterback position, fantasy wise. He's had a couple good games this season, but bad weather. I think it bodes for a heavy run game, so I'm sitting Tannehill this week.
I like it. My next sit-em is the Saints defense. So they're playing KC this week. Me and Vic had this conversation earlier. It's like, now at this point in the season, we know what we're getting out of these certain matchups. We know what defenses are good. We know which ones aren't. We know who's going to win majority of the battles, majority of the time. Mm-hmm. And Kansas City, we all know, is just lights out.
Yeah. Regardless of
the defense, they're going to put up probably 30 points in this game.
Yeah.
I think that KC's probably going to end up winning this game, but the game in totality is probably going to be a shootout, so I would stay away from both those defenses.
Yeah, for sure. Going on to my next set, I'm going to have Zeke. What I have to say is fuck Zeke. That's all I have to say. I'm never drafting Zeke. He's a piece of shit. He went up against the fucking Bengals, who have nobody on fucking defense and didn't do fucking shit. Luckily, I won my fucking game, you piece of shit.
Hey, watch. Next year, he gonna come back and ball out just like Kamara did to me this year. I hope that doesn't happen because it's a very shitty feeling.
Yeah.
But I lived through there, man. I've been there.
Either way, Zeke is going up against San Francisco, who has one of the best run defenses in the league. So.
Yeah, well, you never know, man. You never know. Just like Miles Sanders got off,
man,
you know.
Don't hype Zeke up, man.
You never know, bro. You never know. He might just rip like a 60-yard run.
Oh, shit.
You never know.
Well, you know, on the bright side, he might be the only running back I have to play because Gibson is. So, if he does,
I'll be optimistic,
I'll be happy.
Bro. Be optimistic.
In the semifinals, when you have Zeke as your only running back option, you know, it's
there you go.
Kind of hard. Especially in our league where you literally can't get any running back.
Right.
Because it's so thin. Oh, my God, it's so thin. I think Lynn Bowden Jr. is the top running back available.
He's not even a running back, bro. He's a fucking receiver. You know what I mean? I was watching the Dolphins game. He was lined up at slot. And
had him all over the place.
Yeah, had him all over the place. Anyways, my next one is Chris Carson. I called this about a month ago that the Washington's defense is for real, and I called this a month ago, and this is how it's gonna keep on rolling for that team. They have built a solid defense, and we know in this league it's so high powered on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And when you have a good defense, I mean, that's insurmountable. So Chris Carson, I'm sitting him this week. They have a solid run defense. Washington does anyway. And that's where I'm at.
All right, so going on to my next one, I have Jonnu Smith. So after this man had an amazing start to the season, he's fizzled out as of lately. He's being used mainly as a blocker on the Tennessee Titans. As I spoke about earlier, same with the weather shit also. And he's just touchdown dependent too. So all of this, I don't like Jonnu Smith. So I'm not playing Jonnu Smith this week. Playing Irv Smith if Kyle Rudolph is out, son.
Oh, shit. All right, so for my second to last, I got Tyler Boyd. And this is simply for the matchup. And, of course, there's no Joe, right? There's no Joe
And I think the
Burrow.
backup quarterback got injured too, right?
Yeah.
He was limping on the field in the last game that they were playing. So, depending on how that goes, you don't want a fucking third-string quarterback.
Yeah, and I put in parentheses all Bengal players. You know what I mean? No Mixon, no Bernard, none of them.
Yeah.
None of them, just for the matchup. They're playing the Steelers. Steelers are pissed off, I'm sure. Mike Tomlin's going to get this team moving in the right direction before the playoffs. Because they definitely don't want to give up that number 1 seed either. You know, so.
Yeah, definitely. Going on to my next sit him. I have the Lions wide receiver core. It's simple, no Matt Stafford. It's like no Joe, no go. There's nothing to rhyme with Matt Stafford, but same concept, you know? There's no value in the wide receiver core. If Matt Stafford is out. I think, however, Hawkinson will still be fine. He'll be like a safety blanket.
Yeah.
For whoever's playing. Yeah, whoever's playing. But yeah, wide receiver core definitely takes a hit this week for the Lions.
Okay. For my last one, last but not least, Terry McLaurin. So the past 2 weeks he has scored less than 4 points in a half PPR league, which is horrible. He's playing against Seattle, right? And we just heard an interesting stat about Seattle that they have given up the 5th fewest points to wide receivers since week 11. Don't ask me how I recited that. But anyway,
it's the weed.
It's the weed. It's the marijuana.
That's crazy because they're still bottom second in like overall.
Yeah. Right. But as of late, their back end has played well, you know. So this week I'm not gonna rock McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing too is that Alex Smith is banged up too. So
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about
Haskins
in there.
Yeah.
Cause he's still
that man was looking ugly when he
looking
came in.
Rough, bro. Rough.
They could not, bro. That last part of that game was so fucking slow when neither team could do nothing, bro.
Yeah.
They could do shit, bro. I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking boring.
That was a rough game, so I'm not taking a flyer on him this week, especially when it's time for playoffs. Playoffs?
Yes, sir.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. Going on to my next item, I have Tuatang Villalobos. I'm I'm piggybacking off of Mariano's take on Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Going up against a rookie quarterback. He has their number every time. He's going to get clamped and should continue the trend this week until it starts. Oh, that shit was probably hella loud on the microphone. They'll start 2 this week against the Hoodie.
I like it, man. I like it.
So we are going on to the playoff strategies now, and basically we're just gonna break down how we handle the playoffs. You know, as veterans, as being in the sport for a long time, being in the playoffs, being in championships. You know, we've been here before. We know how to act. We know how to carry ourselves. So, without further ado, we're just gonna get right into it. You wanna hit them off first, Mario? Or?
Yeah. So really, this time of year, I kind of touched on it earlier, right? I mean, we've seen a whole season of football being played, which I'm not the average person. I watch a lot of football throughout the year, so we pretty much know who has the good defenses, who really doesn't, who has the really stud players, who doesn't. So this is what I'll tell you, and I'll give you advice, right? This time of year, projections don't really mean squat. They do a little bit, and you can make the argument that week in, week out projections don't mean nothing, right? Because no one really knows what's going to happen.
Just makes you feel better.
It just makes you feel better, and you can get analytical as you want, but Derrick Henry could go for fucking 45 tomorrow or whatever it may be. But really, my best advice is to go with your gut, right? And the reason why I say that is because whatever you think, when you see a matchup instantly, your instant thought that comes to mind, run with it, right? Just run with it. Go with your gut. Go with what feels right, you know, and just kind of move forward. It's worked for me in the past, and a lot of people know that fantasy is a lot of luck. So if you got any superstitions, keep them superstitions going. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like me last week. I had Pittsburgh. I had Tampa, right? On defense, I'm like, this Pittsburgh, I'm not starting them this week against the Bills. And then Tampa could do well, but, you know, they did all right. They did decently, right? They putting up 9 points. So it would have been cool. They were my other option. But I was like, man, Washington's been playing good defense. 49ers got a backup quarterback.
Man.
Night before, bro, Saturday night, picked them up. Started the Washington defense. They put up 23 points, bro. That's the only reason why I'm here playing next week, bro, to be honest with you. So,
well,
you gotta trust that gut, man. You
gotta trust the gut. I mean, same thing kind of happened with me, and I was on the fence between the Ravens defense and then also the Rams defense. Mm-hmm. I had made 100% the wrong choice. If I would have played the Rams defense last week, they scored like 20 points.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who they were playing, but I really botched it, and I didn't go with my gut. So, in any case, go with your gut.
Mm-hmm. One thing you gotta pay attention to the trends, bro, as of lately too, as the last 3 weeks, how things have been playing, how players have been playing, how defenses have been playing, how, you know, you gotta pay attention to anything that could slightly alter like the performance of your player, because, you know, shit does happen week in, week out, and, you know, it could be a little alteration, but it could throw off their game. And then also, like, things that have happened before. So, like, what I was looking at this week, I have Justin Herbert and Deshaun Watson, right? Deshaun Watson goes up against Indy, and Justin Herbert has the Raiders. So I was like, okay, Deshaun Watson didn't do good against Indy last time.
Right.
Herbert lit up the Raiders. So I'm like, you know, even though Deshaun Watson has been on fire lately, I'm just gonna go with the rookie. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my trust in his hand. So, like, sometimes also you don't gotta overthink shit like that too. Like, you know, you get into your own head and you fuck up and make the wrong decision.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to do in fantasy. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's to just completely overanalyze something, and that's where going with your gut helps with that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a ton of research and all that stuff like that.
I've had those nights, bro, where I'm up at like 4 a.m.
I know. Who should I start?
You know, it's just eating at you, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
But for sure, you gotta just go with something and stick with it, bro.
Yeah.
And, you know, most of the time,
live by the code, die by the code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What else you have to notice? You have to kind of, bro, like, be on top of the news every day too, bro. Because you gotta wake up and look at fantasy news every day, bro.
100%.
Because, like,
COVID.
COVID. I mean, especially this season. Yeah.
Especially this season.
You have to pay more attention to detail.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, that's like facts. Mariano made a good point about weather. Weather is also a big factor. I talked about it a lot. My stardom sitting segment.
Mm-hmm. This year. Mm-hmm. I mean, this time of year.
Exactly. The cold weather games, the rainy games, the snowy games. You know, it all has the windy games. It all has a factor.
100%.
Especially with kickers too. And domes, they always play way better. You know, You got to pay attention to that. And really, even if you have a player who's playing up against a good defense, and they've been rocking it, don't question yourself, bro. If they've been producing, even though they're going up against good defense, just start, bro. Like, don't question that shit. Like, don't. Oh, should I do this or this? Nah, bro. You're like thinking too much about that overthinking bullshit, bro. Just start with the player that's been rocking the whole season, bro.
Like the stud. The stud. I mean, I stuck with Dalvin last week, and he was playing against Tampa, and he still scored like 17, 18 points in my ESPN league.
Yeah. So
you got to rock with your studs, man, because, you know, some of them just going to show up and show out no matter who they're playing against. So, yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, I pretty much gave you all my tidbits. Oh, one of the good ones is what I like to do before, like, weeks ahead. I like to look at the matchups for defense. I like to hoard defenses coming close to playoffs because, like I said, you never know. Like, there's so many factors. So right now in our league, I have 3 defenses. In another league, I have 3 defenses too. So it's like,
I got lucky picking up the Rams defense, and since they've come on late too, because I've been rocking what I thought was going to be the strong Ravens defense. Then I had the Saints defense, and now I got both.
Rams and Ravens.
Yeah. And this week the Rams are playing the Jets. So, dude, I'm pumped about that. Hopefully they could just go off. Like, I want to see a goose egg. You know what I mean? Like, oh man.
And also, with another strategy is you could do is if you see a player on your other team is on the person you're facing against, right? is streaming a certain position, hoard that position if you have availability on your bench, because that's a strategy in itself too. You know, keeping them away from having a player available to fuck up one of their positions is great. So even though you might not need that player, or even though you already have someone, you know, one is never good. It's never good. It's never bad to have more depth at a certain position, especially if it's a good player who's going to be available that week. And, you know, it weakens your opponent. So there's nothing else I can say about that. It's just strategy, bro.
That's strong.
War tactics, bro.
That's strong. That's strong. I like that.
It's easier in our league too, because we have so much fucking
space.
Yeah, space on our bench. Other leagues, I understand how it could be tougher when you have like a 5-6 man bench and stuff like that. But in our league, it's pretty easier.
A lot easier.
Mostly it's with defenses that people stream, so that's what you might want to hoard too.
Yeah,
that's why I hoard defenses, because I know other people will pick them up and shit. So, but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I gave you the juice right there.
I got everything you need. Good luck this week.
Yes, sir.
This is a very important time of the year if you're in the playoffs. If you're not, better luck next year.
If you're watching, it's because you're here, man. It's because you made it this far, and we've helped you. I'm gonna say that. I don't give a fuck if you're gonna deny me that. I brought you here. You're watching my podcast. You're listening to my podcast. That means I brought you to the not the championships, the semifinals. And if you're listening next week, I'm gonna be like, I brought you to the championship.
Championship week.
Exactly, but
championship week is next week.
Exactly, and it comes to the point where next week is just going to be a startup setup video, because there's not going to be much else to talk about. And then after that, we're going to do what? Season wrap up.
Yeah, close out.
Do like a cool little.
We'll do top 5 at each position or something.
Yeah, we'll do like a hit and miss segment where we hit on something and we miss. That'd be cool.
I like that.
Yeah. You know, we take accountability, so we'll bring up the old film and look at shit like that. And yeah, that one should be a fun episode. But next week is gonna be a quick, straight to the point episode, just to get you what you need for the championship matchup, and then I'm gonna come back last week.
Get you that fantasy IV.
Exactly. Get you that trophy, that hardware. You know what I'm saying, to flex on next season.
That's right.
But yeah, that's all we got for this week. That concludes the Fantasy Extras podcast. This is week 16, right? No, week
15.
Week 15, yeah.
Episode
16?
Episode 16.
Week 15, episode 16. Okay, I'm tripping. We're getting the numbers all mixed up. But yeah, man, hopefully this information helped you out. I know this is a crucial time. Yeah. So hopefully we get you some holiday money to spend next week on your family if you win this, this championship. If you got any questions, you always know where we're at. You guys are always great at asking questions, no matter the time of fucking day. My phone is going off with the
time question. Of night. Time of day, time of night.
You guys are dedicated, so that's good to see. You guys are on top of it.
We appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. And definitely, if you like this video, if you like the content, always share our stuff. Always tell everyone about us. It's a little late in the season, you fucker, but you
bitch you.
It'll be good for next season for sure. Yeah. It's always good to build the subscribers up and stuff. And especially this season, we're trying to be more active in the off season to build it up towards, when the shit actually starts. So, yeah, we won't stay dormant, and that's all we got for this week. I just keep on rambling on. I keep on saying that's all we got.
You good. You rolling, baby. You rolling.
All right, so the camera cut off on me because I was rambling too much, but that's all I got. Seriously, this time, Mariano, you got any last words for them?
Nah, that's it. Just good luck.
Good luck. All right, this is the Fantasy Extras. We're out, man.